Oh, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Never Fail back on Black Ops 2 playing some domination because that's what I do. Playing some studio using M27, quick draw and stock, rocking Orbital, Escort, and VTOL Warship. Just dicking off with some different kill streaks. I was going for the VTOL Warship calling card, so there's that reason that I was running VTOL. Normally I don't like to run it. I did not think that grenade was going to hit me. I really didn't. I didn't think it was going to kill me. But it's all good. Studio, I want to talk about this map for just a second. Not for very long. I just don't think this map plays as well with the way the game is set up on here as it did on Black Ops 1 with firing range. Main reason being, I've never really realized how easy it is to snipe into the fucking spawns. And now that the sniper rifles are as good as they are, which is pretty damn good, as opposed to being completely useless as they were in Black Ops 1, which is what I preferred because I hate snipers.
He's gone.
It can be pretty fucking annoying because you can get sniped a lot, and that's just fucking frustrating as hell. But anyway, topic of discussion for the commentary today is, why do I always seem to do better in the second half than I do in the first when I'm playing? And it's basically like a self-analyzation as to why I do better in the second half. And for me, most of my gun stats, if you look at the accuracy on them, it hovers around 14-15%, not very high. Most of the better players I see as far as YouTube players, all their their stats as far as gun accuracy is hovering around 20 to 25%. Some even higher than that, which is fucking crazy to say the least. But ooh, look how close I am to the... Oh, get buzz killed, Never Fail. Should have had that orbital. Went and ran out like a dumbass. But my accuracy is pretty shitty, and that means I do worse in fair heads-up gunfights than other people do. And so, for me, the majority of my success does not come from winning a bunch of fucking contested gunfights. Don't get me wrong, I can win my fair share. But where your better players are probably going to win 75-80% of their contested gunfights, I'm probably hovering around 45-55%, somewhere in that range. I mean, I win contested gunfights, but I don't win them often. And that kind of leads into why I perform better in the second half. For me, the majority of my success, get that cap kill, baby. I love them 200 points. Best fucking change they've ever done to domination was making cap kills and defends worth more than just regular kills. But get sniped, Never Fail. But for me, my success comes from outsmarting the enemy more so than just pushing in and fucking winning contested gunfights. Because 95% of the time, I'm gonna win a gunfight where I shoot somebody in the back. Sometimes I get turned on, man. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. That's just part of shitty aim. Look at these dudes playing the LBJ. Look at that quad feed from your boy Never Fail. But yeah, 95% of the time, if I'm shooting somebody in the back, I'm gonna win that gunfight. So usually what I spend the first round doing is just trying to build up a nice lead, playing the objective, and I'm trying to learn what routes the enemy likes to take, specifically the better players, because I always scout out the competition on the other team, see who's got the the best combination of KD and score per minute, because a high KD with a low score per minute doesn't fucking scare me. It tells me you're gonna sit in some random ass spot, pray to God that somebody walks by you. I'm not worried about those type of players. It's the players with the high KDs and the fucking 400 score per minute that scare me. That make me say, okay, this dude probably plays the objective pretty hard. He's probably got some good aim, some good reflexes, and probably gonna push my shit in. But I'm trying to learn what routes those players like to take, how they like to approach the objective, how they like to approach different shit within the game as far as map movement, as far as what guns they're using, what kind of encounters I'm gonna have with them. As I pick up the VTOL right there at the end of the first round, and we were losing by a good margin here. I believe we were losing by damn near 20 points just a minute ago. We do pick up B thanks to the the VSAT and the escort drone putting in some work. Kind of skewed the numbers on this first half. you know, from the escort drone. But anyway, it's halftime, so I got a nice inspirational speech.
I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm alright. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. I'm putting my heart in this, dog. Let's go, man.
Okay, so here's the question for all the people that watch the video to try to answer in the comments. Tell me who that speech was from, and I'll give you a hint. It was a halftime speech during a football game. So that's the best I can do for you. If you get that right, I'll be pretty impressed, to be honest with you. And anyway, now we're in the second half, and this is, you know, usually when I start to perform at a higher level. And don't get me wrong, the second half numbers in here are skewed mainly because I didn't call in the VTOL in the first half. I called it in the second half, so that kind of helps the stats a little bit. But now that I've kind of gotten a feel for how the enemy's playing, I know one of two things. One, either it's a lost cause, they're just flat out better than me, and they're gonna win. Or I know that now I can outsmart them and not contest, you know, getting so many contested gunfights for the most part. I can play smarter. I've got a feel for the flow of the game. You know, I just understand what's going on now, and I can make the adjustments I need to make to play better. Because sometimes I just play like shit the entire game, but for the most part I usually play pretty decent in the second half because I make, you know, adjustments. Oftentimes you'll see me switch up a class because maybe the class I'm, you know, rolling with at the time, I'm just not fucking getting it done with that gun. But at this point, I actually started to pretty much go in dry on the enemy team here, so we're going to go from losing to whooping ass in a fucking matter of minutes, and it's outstanding. After I get this cap, I'm going to just go ahead and bust some heads with this VTOL warship. But for me, it's all about outsmarting the enemy to be successful, and it's not as easy to do that when you haven't played against the same people. And that's something that, you know, I like, an aspect of it that I like with MLG players when they're playing other MLG teams that they've scrimmed and they're familiar with playing, is seeing what type of adjustments they make. Because it's not easy to take competitive Call of Duty serious as an actual sport, but it's still got a lot of the same principles in regards to, look at him try to shoot my shit down as I get the quad feed with it. But it still has a lot of the same principles in regards to making adjustments based off of how you're playing against certain people. Sometimes you can make them have to make the adjustments to you based off of how well you're playing. But a lot of the times, it just consists of making adjustments to who you're playing against. And I'm not trying to compare 6v6 game mode to being a competitive game, because those guys are really actually fucking great at the game, and they've spent a lot of time learning spawns, learning the fucking power, you know, choke points on the map and all that good shit, and you know, they should be commended for that. I'm hoping my laptop doesn't die here. But once you can adjust, especially for me, once I can adjust to how the enemy plays and I can outsmart them, then it becomes a much easier game. You know, it slows the game down for me, allows me to make some real key, crucial plays. You know, I play smarter. And it's just a combination of all that shit. I play smarter. I know how they're moving around. I know what to expect from them at this point. And all that good shit. So, now I'm not having to play as timid as I'm trying to learn all this shit. And I'm not trying to avoid confrontational gunfights. Because at this point, especially once you get the fucking V set up, it's easy to shoot somebody in the back when you got a V set up, right? Look at that shitty aim, by the way. But it's all about crushing their will in the second half, making them want to rage quit. And I do have a video of me going flawless. I think it lasts like 5 minutes, so I'm going to use it to touch on calling cards and shit like that, because I don't need a whole lot of time to talk about that since they all quit. I'm going to title the video Breaking Their Will. And this VTOL warship right here pretty much did it up for me. It made it where I think I only had to get like one more VTOL warship in order to get the calling card. Because this one put in some fucking work, even though I have terrible aim with it. And that's right, it doesn't just, you know, it isn't just the guns I have shitty aim with. It's fucking streaks too, buddy. Fucking shitty all the way around with my aim. But VTOL warship put in work. First, second one, I think they combined for 16 kills total. I think the final score in this one was like 50-something kills, 11 deaths. Quite a few bit of captures, and we wound up just absolutely annihilating their ass in the second half. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. I do appreciate you watching.